rattle, rattle, rattle. When I opened the door to the classroom, we have new CG. I saw Koko and Nanaka. Nanaka was helping Koko with the music for the show. There was a small keyboard on the desk and Koko growled as she played on it. Small keyboard, eh? It's got quite a lot going on here. My keyboard doesn't have nearly as many of these. Or maybe it's... They look like they'd be like... have something plugged into it, but... There's just too many of them there, isn't there? Or is it like... I don't even know. Whatever. You know what? You see these notes here, black and white keys, just do this. White, black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black. It has a horror sound to it. It's like like ascending and descending notes, like one by one. It really does have that feel to it. And I also I think it's, I can't remember what. I'd have to play it myself, but I remember I was playing like some melody. I wanted to come up with some random melodies for the upcoming LP on the other channel, and it's just like, what would I play for? Like, I want like a theme where if I'm losing, which will inevitably happen in the game, and it's like going out of control with the notes, it's just like, oh shit, just like have some suspenseful music, and it's like do 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 do, and it sounded like either Mario or Zelda. It's just like, wow. So that's what they did for that. It's like sharp notes, and I think, I'm not sure, it's just like I can't even remember how it went. I'd have, like I said, I'd have to play it. And I'm not getting my keyboard out for that. They seem to be busy. See you and good luck. Yep. No, Koko looks a lot different like that, doesn't she? We were indeed the lead characters, but I wasn't assigned to work on the music. I mean, I know I'm rambling on here, but if I was asked to help out, I'd probably just randomly just play the keyboard, just like, listen to this, just like, take this little melody here and write it down, because I'm not writing it down, I'm just improvising. You take the bits that you like the sound of, write it down, and you record it, or whatever, you know? Koko looked at me, pleading with eyes resembling an abandoned puppy dog's. I felt like an extremely evil person. Fine, I hope there's something I can do. Nanaka beckoned to me. I sat down next to her. Wow. Koko, you have the weirdest glare face. It just doesn't suit you. It just looks goofy. Suddenly Nanaka was holding my hand. Furthermore, she massaged my hand as she held it with both of hers. I felt Nanaka's soft and youthful hands. You know, I actually like... You know the Mr. Squash kind of drawings I mentioned earlier? Like, I've given him the expression with a kind of glare face, and I used this kind of shape as the example for it. It's just like, yeah, we gotta give him a glare face as well. There's various different expressions. You've gotta be kidding me. Koko, who was sitting on the other side, growled. Looks like her eyes are gonna pop out. She's like... She really was a bitch sometimes. Wait, what? Koko flapped her arms and legs as she sat. That's cute. But what am I supposed to concentrate on? Ah, I know. Please let us create nice music. What? That doesn't make sense. Somehow Nanaka started to breathe faster. Her hands were holding my hand more tightly too. Your hand is so warm, Yoshi. Oh wait, it's your line. Oh man, I should... Well, it's because she didn't say it straight away, because there was a bit of delay. This scene is like the massage scene all over again. It just sounds suggestive. Yes? While I was concentrating, Koko's shout brought me back to reality. You're kidding. Are you serious? Why is she angry with me? Was it my fault? Was Nanaka going for an angry theme and wanted inspiration? Now you'll be able to write music that says, I envy this situation, I am jealous, and all that. So you're gonna come up with a goofy theme? Why are you talking that way? What you said was totally cool. Huh? She pointed at the classroom door. I guess she definitely wanted me to go home. But I could help. How? Glare, 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 glare. Koko couldn't dispute. Even so, I kept getting glared at. That is the life of Yoshiyuki. I decided to sit away from her. Then Nanaka started to play the keyboard. It was such a soft and warm melody, perfect for a fairy tale. How's that work? Wait. I don't know. Maybe that could play a part in this. Some of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Nanaka's thing. I will say no more. Always doing that, aren't I? Just like, no, you kind of like, just like, the ones who've seen her out will understand, or perhaps not understand, because of how confusing I word it. I like it too, it's so peaceful and healing. Koko immediately transcribed the melody onto sheet music. Jeez, man, how do you do it? That would make a perfect combo, man. I could just be playing my keyboard, just like, okay, you write this down, because I can't write it down worth shit. Just like, pay attention to my improv and write it down. They played the keyboard together. As I watched them work together, I enjoyed listening to the music that was being created. And that would work perfectly for me, that would. If someone was there to write the music down as I was just coming up with it, it'd be so much easier. About half the music was done. Koko was supposed to work on the rest. That's mean. I was giving my opinions as they improvised the music. Wait, improvised it? So you are... Well, she's writing it down as well, but... Well, that's how music works in the first place. You kind of just mess around with it until you come across something you like, and you're like, okay, let's use that. Let's combine it with this and that. Yeah, it's a nice melody we got going here. Sure. And Nanaka left the classroom with a bright smile. Koko and I were left alone in the classroom. But at least half the music is done, right? Wasn't it worth it? Yes, ma'am. Oh my, was she still in a bad mood? By the way, I still wasn't quite sure about why she was in such a bad mood because, well, you're dense. Densest protagonist possibly ever. Anyway, she was upset about something. Oh, it's not like she has a crush on you and seeing Nanaka holding your hands and you being completely oblivious to the whole situation had anything to do with it. Oh. I learned from dealing with Yume that there was absolutely nothing I could do when girls got this way. Koko? As she got ready to go home, Koko replied in annoyance. She kept putting her stuff into her bag while making loud noises. She thrust her fashion magazine into her bag too. Gee, she was even putting one called This Year's Top Horoscopes in there too. If you want, we can go home together, and on our way home we can... Maybe we can go to this pretty what's it, and I can treat her to something there. I see. Okay. She said it with such a pleasant smile. Koko slammed the door my ass. That's not a slam. I've heard doors slammed on a regular basis because my dad has a habit of doing that. It doesn't sound... That's just like shutting it normally. A slam is like... And that was not a... Slammed the door shut on her way out. And I was left alone. There's nothing to do here anymore. I left the classroom and head to the music room to return the keyboard. But one moment. Alright, there's a bit of a distance, but screw it, let's jam. You know, just like do things like that until you come up with a melody. That's how I do it. And I also really like this setting. It makes it much easier to make your keyboard sound like an entire orchestra in a way. You know, just mess around with strings. It's really nice. Also, let's see if I can remember that Zelda thing I was on about. Can't really remember how exactly I played it. Something like that. It's just kind of like, it's like going like this essentially. Only not using all notes. It's quite simple but effective, ominous kind of feel to it. But yeah. Also, I think this one last one here, I suppose. Like, this is an example of me, like, using, like, a guitar tab to kind of determine the notes on the keyboard now that I know the notes. This, song called Once Around the World by a band called It Bites. It has this like nice kind of melody at the end of it that I think could like suit kind of a Christmas feel to it. Something like that. I can't really figure out the whole thing because I can only just about figure out the notes. But yeah, it's been quite some time since I last recorded, and when it comes to playing keyboard in any of my recordings, I can't remember the last time I did that. It was just something I like doing from time to time, but anyways, let's continue. Actually, how long have we been recording? Only an hour and 17 minutes. Wow, that is quite a bit of time actually. That's great. I ended up in Sakura Park while walking around aimlessly. Maybe I'll watch some everlasting cherry blossoms before I go home. I'm a bit hungry too. Same here, man. I didn't want to waste my money by getting something from a street vendor in the park. Here, I popped out a daifuku in the palm of my hand and enjoyed the blooming cherry blossoms while I ate it. However, this Japanese sweet took calories from me to create, so even though I ate it, it wouldn't fill my stomach. Oh well. Because they're in bloom all year long, I don't appreciate them that much. I finished eating the daifuku as the mochi was starting to stretch. Yes, that's a good point, really. I mean, to like an ordinary person that's not used to this kind of loads of cherry blossom trees, they'd be like, whoa, it's beautiful. Everyone else would be like, oh, I see this shit every day. I'm still hungry. That was when I bumped into a couple walking by. I don't want to get into trouble, so I'd better apologize first. I'm sorry. Couple? Those eyebrows. That familiar face was definitely Wataru, and Koko was next to him. Wataru and Koko were walking together side by side in Sakura Park. Yo! I didn't know how to react, so I greeted them as usual. I guess Wataru felt the same way. He greeted me awkwardly too. Koko looked as if she was about to cry. Was it that uncomfortable for me to have seen her? Are you on a date? You said you had an appointment. Is this what you were talking about? Koko turned beet red. Phew, I'm jealous, you two. I guess the way I teased him was out of style. Huh? Is that so? They really didn't need to hide it so desperately. Koko and Wataru having a relationship actually made me happy as their friend. She didn't have to deny that strongly. That's the thing in awkward situations, isn't it? You end up denying it in such a way that makes it seem like you actually are guilty of whatever it is. Like, it could be like, I don't know. I can't really think of a random example off the top of my head. Okay, I can actually. One moment before, like, one of my sister's friends was going to a fancy dress party, as they called them for some reason, and had a skimpy nurse's outfit. And it was stored in the living room for some reason. And my mother jokingly was like, "Is this yours?" And I was like, "No," but in that kind of way where it's just like, "You sure?" You know, that's what happens in weird situations where you're accused of something. that you're not. You kind of get, like, awkwardly defensive to the point where it feels like you actually are. It's weird. I wasn't gonna tell anyone, but Koko was so desperate. I really wasn't. As I started to speak, I heard the voice of a guy that was more desperate. Please, go out with me, Shirakawa-san! Shirakawa? Nanaka? She was standing with a bored look by the trunk of a huge cherry blossom tree as this guy confessed. The guy was pretty good looking, his right hand was held out to Nanaka and his head was down. Another guy was hitting on her, but Taru, Koko and I were and I completely forgot about what we were just talking about and decided to watch and see what happened next. The three of us huddled together and hid behind a bush near Nanaka. Ouch, ouch, Wataru, you're stepping on my foot. Please, Shirakawa-san. Well, what's your answer, Nanaka? It's a predictable. I didn't know anything about the guy, but he was handsome, he was tall too. Well, you know, looks aren't everything. I kind of look at it like looks are what draw you in, and personality is what keeps you in. If there's no personality that's compatible, you're probably just like, be like, oh, well, you're nice looking and all, but everything else kind of sucks. I'm off then. The three of us were shocked as if we were the ones rejected. She's like a puppy combined with a rabbit combined with, well, a human. They'll always use this excuse, have you noticed? That's like, it's always seems an awkward way, like, with, like, turning people down. They either say they're in a relationship, or they say, actually, I'm a lesbian, or something like that. Just be like, oh. Just like, because you don't want to say, well, it's just so hard to just say, I'm just generally not interested in you. After Nanaka said that to the guy, she left the tree and walked through the park. The guy's jaw was dropped to the ground in that comedic way. Oh! His love ended before it went anywhere. Hey, she rejected him. Aren't you popular too? Seriously? Well, really, Yoshuki, I mean, if it was true, Wataru would be gloating about it, not denying it. When I saw the seer's looks in their eyes, I realized there really wasn't anything going on. I guess I was wrong. You are? Well, I imagine having people come to you and confessing their love for you on a regular basis wouldn't exactly be pleasant, because you'd have to turn them down pretty much every time, most likely. Feel her heart pound, her soft skin would blush and she'd rub again between her legs, huh? What? Same reaction as them for me right there. Did you imagine Koko twisting her body bashfully? Wataru headed to the park's bathroom in a very unnatural manner. which is natural to him. Wataru is such a fool. Well, I think I'm going to get going. No, I'll probably eat dinner and go to sleep. How about you? You're so serious as usual. Hey, I'm always serious. You don't believe me at all, do you? The only thing you're seriously are, Yoshiki, is seriously dense. I'm going to interfere while you relax. Wait. Oh. I thought it said it a bit differently, and I was confused. I thought it said something weird, like, I'm going to interfere with while you relax at home, but it wasn't that, so it's, I'm going to interfere while you relax at home. Did you say something? Perhaps, I don't know. Koko left with a meaningful smile on her face, as if she was plotting something. But plotting what is that? The idiot came back. She was taken aback and went home. Now, if he was anything like Tomoya, he'd probably say something absurd that would confuse the crap out of him or make him concerned. It's like, she was kidnapped. What? No, it's your fault for imagining something obscene. Yeah, I guess. I was a young horny virgin too. Although I told Wataru otherwise, I got excited and had sexual desires too, and then suddenly, symbolism. Oh god. However, at least I chose the right time and place. No, really. What about? Yeah, she's around like a bad rash. Damn me, really? Wataru repeatedly stomped at the ground like crazy. The topic of conversation was absolutely stupid, but it was also amusing, so I decided to keep it up. What kind of fairy tale would that be? Also, when you think about the origins of most fairy tales, they're pretty dark. Wataru put his right arm between his legs to demonstrate something. What? Antics like that were exactly the reason why the girls in class say bad things about you, numbskull. Despite your good looks. Did he actually throw a compliment in a way there? I don't understand why you can't stay calm. Wataru made a sharp parting remark and left the park. Oh boy, the cherry blossom petals continued to fall. It was cold standing there on my own. I went home as well. Simmer, save. Let's call it a recording here. Well, this was an alright recording for me. It's been so long since recording. It's like sometimes I'll just think to myself, just like, do I even enjoy doing these recordings anymore? And I do. When I'm actually recording, it's just, when I'm not recording, it's just like a kind of feeling just like, what am I doing? What's the point of all this kind of negative mind? I hate that about myself. I want to kind of like, keep doing this, Maybe not as frequently as in the past. Remember, if any of you are somehow long-term viewers to the point of like, I think I started LPing 2011. as far back as that, I used to upload like 4 or 5 videos a day. It was ridiculous. I'm surprised it took this long for me to finally be a bit burned out on it all, you know? To the point where I'm just like, okay, we gotta like cut back on recording and all that a little at least. Just like balance and all that. Anyways, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.